Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel for a brand new video, and as the title says, yes, here we are, here she is. We are doing a renovation of Mosquito Cove, the infamous Mosquito Cove in Sunset Valley. I asked you guys about 2 weeks ago on my community tab what you would rather see, a renovation of Mosquito Cove or L Urban Sprawl and Mosquito Cove 1, which is kind of funny because I was kind of pulling for L Urban Sprawl, but I think that's because L Urban Sprawl was the last renovation that I did and I was in love with it. So that will be coming to the channel at some point. And this Mosquito Cove renovation is actually the first sort of Sims video that I filmed in 2022. And so it's been a while since I've done this. So we're going to kind of discover things together. But I do remember that when I was renovating this initially, I wanted it to be for a single mom and her teenage daughter. And I thought that this lot was the perfect lot to be able to throw parties. So I just sort of envisioned that the mom was kind of like a cool mom, and she lets her daughters throw parties, and this is where all the teenage kids come and hang out on the weekend. And I also had in mind that the mom was kind of a tinkerer, or she was very, very handy. So my idea for Mosquito Cove was that they've bought this lot, they turned up on it, it was full of ponds, full of it was full of ponds that were riddled with mosquitoes, and the mom was like, oh, I'm going to take on this challenge and I'm going to turn it into a beautiful rustic farmhouse. So that is the style that I was going for, because I can't really tell you what the style of Mosquito Cove was before I got my hands on it. Like a rundown mess, maybe. It was just all wrong. Like, I don't know what the thought process was with EA for Mosquito Cove, because if you remember, upstairs there were 2 single beds and a crib that was just all open, and I've been able to turn it into 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom upstairs, and then there's another full bathroom downstairs, and it just made a little bit more sense. However, I will say that the bedrooms are quite small. They're not massive. But I feel like that's kind of my MO. I like to have small, tight, cozy spaces. That sounds really wrong. But I like my homes to be cozy when I decorate them or when I build them. So I wouldn't recommend more than 2 people or 2 Sims on this lot living. But there's definitely a lot of outdoor space for those parties that the teenager's going to throw. Do you guys remember when you guys were teenagers, or if you guys are still teenagers, was there kind of that one house or that one friend that you had where the parents were like, yeah, you can throw parties, it's totally fine? I feel like it was my best friend's house, and I never really went to the parties because we weren't really best friends in high school. But she was always throwing parties, and everybody knew like that was the place to go on the weekends, and her parents were just completely cool with it, completely fine with it. And that's kind of what I envisioned for this Mosquito Cove renovation. So it has not completely changed, but I have added a carport, and I have added a little bit. I'll see if the camera turns. There, the camera turns. Down below there used to be 2 columns, and I've just extended that, and that's where the kitchen's going to be. I'll see if I can remember to put an arrow to just kind of point out where I'm pointing to my screen, and you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but that's where I've put the kitchen. And I feel like if you look at the overheads that'll be in the screenshots, you'll see the original floor plan. So I haven't added on that much. And that's kind of what I want to do for any further renovations, is make sure that I sort of stick to the floor plan, the original floor plan, and not deviate it from it that much. And then you can see in the carport, I've pulled out things from the interior that I wanted to keep and reuse. So I'm going to try to do that moving forward as well, because usually previously when I was doing all the Riverview renovations, I was just deleting everything inside, and sometimes I would rebuy the things that were already inside. So I just kind of had this idea that I would pull out things that I think could be useful. Not all of it turns out to be useful. I do get rid of some of the stuff that's in the carport at the minute, but it just gives me options. So here she is. She looks more like a rustic farmhouse, but you're gonna kind of see my indecision, which isn't uncommon. You're going to see that on the interior because I kind of deviated from the rustic farmhouse look when I got inside, and I think I lost my train of thought. I don't remember how long this took me to do, but I know that I went in and out several times, so I was always looking at it with a different lens. And so I think I went through sort of a modern farmhouse look, and then I went into rustic, and rustic is where we ended up because that was my original idea. And I just think it works perfectly for Mosquito Cove, for this particular lot that's kind of set back on its own, kind of in the swamplands, I guess. But there are no more mosquitoes on this lot. I am happy to report that. So we've kind of moved into the interior. Now, I did a little bit of landscaping at first on camera, but I think that's all the landscaping that you're gonna see. But if you stick around for the screenshots, you'll see all the landscaping and what I've done, and you'll see that it is kind of like party central. Although I don't think I put a keg outside. Although, if you're a teenager, why are you around kegs as a teenager? That's why I didn't put it out there, because this is a teens party space and teens shouldn't be having kegs. There, I said it. Totally joking. So this is a little extension bed that I was talking about previously. This was previously on columns supporting the second floor, and it was just a waste of space. So I thought, let's put the kitchen there. Let's expand it a little bit. And you're seeing me go through my indecision with the wall coverings because I can't make up my mind, and that's going to be a theme. Well, I mean, that's a theme throughout my channel. I just can't make up my mind on what I want things to look like, so they chop and change loads and loads of times, but we get there in the end. So in the end, like I've been saying all along, I go for this rustic looking interiors, but then there's also a mix of pastels, and I'm not really a pastel type of girl, so this was really new for me. I'm kind of like, I don't know how I would describe myself when it comes to colors, because I don't really love pastels, but then the neon brightness, I don't really love that either. And I like color. Like, you guys know that I love mustard yellow and I love olive green. I've been really into orange, burnt orange, and also like deep blues. So maybe sort of darker colors are my go-to, my MO. I don't know. But look, I've got like concrete on the walls here in the kitchen, and that doesn't really make sense for rustic farmhouse. And so I'm trying to choose all different patterns. I don't really know what I'm doing, but that is the story of my life. So how are we? What's new? What are we doing? What have we gotten up to? It is Friday when I'm recording this, and we are on the verge of a bank holiday. I actually took this Friday off, so I have a very, very, very long weekend ahead of me. I actually don't go back to work until Wednesday, which is fantastic. But if you're in the UK, what are you guys getting up to on this bank holiday, this summer bank holiday? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you're not in the UK, what are you getting up to this weekend? I wanna know. What else am I doing this weekend besides simming my life away? Tonight. It's very Love Island of me. I am going to dinner with one of my best friends. It was her birthday about 10 days ago, and we've kind of made this rule to stop buying each other presents on our birthdays, because we're in our 30s, and I don't know what our age has to do with buying presents, but we've made the decision to stop buying each other presents, and so we just go out to dinner with each other. So we're going to a really nice steak restaurant, one of my faves, one of her faves, and we're just going to have wine and steak and camembert mash, which is my favorite. I only discovered that I like camembert mash like earlier this year, but it is so good. So good. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend. So anyway, we are back to the build, and the kitchen's pretty much laid out. And then when I first came into Mosquito Cove, I was like, ooh, under the stairs would be the perfect place to have the washer and the dryer. Now, if you notice, or you will notice, that it goes dryer washer, which isn't really how it would be in real life. I feel like in most homes, you've got your washer first and then your dryer. But because of how the stairs are, and I play tested this, I couldn't get the washer under, I couldn't switch them around. So I'm sorry, but it goes dryer washer. So you're just going to have to overlook that. And it did bug me at first. I was like, this is out of order. It's driving me insane. But you know, it's The Sims, so we've got to look past things and we've got to do workarounds. We've got to make workarounds. So I did play test this with the quartet, of course, and everything works, even though it's kind of smushed and like cozy and comfy, but you can get everywhere you need to get. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I tested the wine racks. I actually don't even know if I filled them up. So not sure about that, but I feel like you could move them. You can rearrange things. You could rearrange the whole upstairs if you wanted to. If you wanted it to be a 1-bedroom, you could turn the smaller, what I'm dubbing as the teenager's room, the box room, you could turn that into an office if you wanted to. So there's lots of options. If you download this house, you can chop and change how you want, but this is just what I had in mind. 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, a cool single mom with her teenage daughter, and the mom is handy and she's done this fixing up all by herself. So do you see the white shiplap that's behind the television at the moment? That's what I think of as more modern farmhouse. And when I got upstairs, I was like, oh no, this won't do. So you'll see when we pop upstairs that I do go quite rustic, but don't worry, I fixed all of the downstairs off camera and you'll see what I have done in the screenshots. I feel like I do that a lot in my videos. Like, it's always a surprise to you guys what the final product is going to be, because sometimes when I'm chopping and changing things, I don't record and I just do it off camera and I'm like, oh, screenshots will tell the story. So that's kind of how I operate. Sorry about that. I've been trying to find ways to kind of cut down my videos so they're not super duper long, or so I don't have to break them up with the exterior and then the interior. So I've been trying to keep them under sort of 30 minutes if I can. So this one without the screenshots comes to about 25 minutes. So I think we're, you know, right in the sweet spot because I feel, and I don't know how you guys feel, you can let me know down below in the comments, but I feel like who wants to watch me make all of this indecision, trying to find the perfect color? And I realized when I recolor, it's only like a skosh that I move the color wheel. It's not anything drastic. I'm usually in the right color family, but I'm just moving it like a tiddly bit. Like, it's not a lot. So who really wants to see that? So I'm trying to find ways to save time and just make my videos enjoyable, but not super duper long. So we've made it up to the upstairs. The whole entire downstairs is laid out and we are in the teenager's room, which turns out to be pink, gray, and white, I believe. And so I've got a little desk area, I've got a single bed, and you can see how tiny this room is. So it would be good as an office if you didn't want to have a bed in there. But I am going to flip things around in a minute because I realized that you couldn't get to the bed where it was with the desk being there. So everything's going to sort of flip around. And then I do, as I spoke about earlier, I do put laundry on the lot. So trying to figure out where to put the laundry basket in this room was very difficult. And this was another off-camera jobby. I actually ended up moving the laundry basket into the desk, but the top of the laundry basket sits on the desk. And I filled it up with toys, and I think there's a lava lamp, and it makes it look like it's just a basket on the desk. I did play test that, and it definitely does work. So there's nothing to fear. Your Sims can get the laundry from the teenage daughter's room. So I thought that was all groovy, and you will see that in the screenshots as well. But this is how it is laid out, and it's just a cute little cozy space. And that's what I love. That's what I love. So shortly we're going to move to the main bedroom, which is the mom's bedroom. And again, it's not massive. Like, I can see why they had it as one open bedroom. That does make sense to me. But having 2 beds in a crib, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm trying to figure out what they were thinking. Like, what was the backstory of who was going to live in Mosquito Cove originally? Was it 2 sisters and one of them had a baby and they just wanted to all be in the same space? Or was it like runaway teens or something? I don't know. This could be a really good runaway teen home, actually. But it was just very strange, the 2 single beds in the crib. I want to know. I really, really want to like pick the brains of the person who built Mosquito Cove originally, because it would be very, very interesting to know. So this is the last that you're going to see of the bathroom. I do obviously lay it out, but what do I always say about bathrooms? You shit, shower, and shave. They're not that interesting. So yeah, you're gonna see me lay it out, and that's about it. And then we're going to pop back downstairs and we're going to start the recoloring process, which I will apologize for now because there is a lot of indecision. I am an indecisive sloth and it just takes me yonks to decide on anything. But I really hope that you enjoy kind of seeing in the inner workings of my mind, my thought process about making this a rustic farmhouse. I was going to say a rustic modern farmhouse, and then that would be all, yeah, that would be wrong. And I've discombobulated myself now, so I've completely lost my train of thought. So the summer is almost over, is it? Yeah, the summer is almost over. We're going to call it that. In my mind, we're almost to Christmas. So did anybody do anything fabulous over the summer? Did you go on any amazing trips, any amazing holidays? I would love to know, because I didn't. I just stuck around England, having a whale of time, sweating my tits off in the heat waves. But I did have a really good summer. But like I said, to me, we were practically at Christmas. So last year, I feel like I really peaked way before Christmas. I think I started listening to Christmas music in September, so I'm not going to make that mistake this year. I'll probably wait until October. And speaking of October, I'm pretty sure Hocus Pocus 2 is out this year, and so I'm really excited for that because that is literally the only Halloween movie that I watch. And then it's back to, you know, defrosting Mariah Carey and All I Want for Christmas Is You, because I don't know. There's just something about Christmas. It's just brilliant. It's such a lovely holiday. And you've got, I mean, I can't wait to go to the Christmas tree lot and get a Christmas tree, a real one. I just love it. I don't know. It's cozy vibes. Is what Christmas gives me, just absolutely cozy vibes. If I can find a picture of what my front room looked like last year, I'll pop it on screen now because it was like a haven. I think I only took videos though, so if I can kind of export the videos, maybe I'll insert those here. I just love Christmas. My front room looked like a grotto, and I was just happy. I had all the little like fairy lights on all the time, and it was just cozy when it was dark out. And the only thing missing was a roaring fire. I really wish you had fireplaces in the UK. Like homes do have fireplaces, and like there is the ability to have fires, but when you live in a new build, I feel like they don't put fireplaces and like proper wood burning fireplaces in anymore. And so that's the only thing that I was missing, because at my parents' home in the States, their old home, they had a log burning fireplace. That was a mouthful. And it was just amazing. And when the lights went out, when we had storms and things like that, lighting the fireplace and cozying around it and reading a book by firelight was just the best. Those are like some of my favorite childhood memories. I really did love that. So before I start busting out Christmas carols, let's return to the house. So we're just in the recoloring process. You can see that that white shiplap is still there, but I promise you it does change. And one of the other ideas that I had for this home that actually didn't come to fruition because it's me, is that I wanted to keep it in the on the cheaper side. And y'all know that I'm not really good with budgets, so that definitely didn't happen. I think when you first load up Sunset Valley, Mosquito Cove furnished is about 22,000 simoleons. And I think when I was finished decorating it, don't quote me on this, I think it was about 66,000 simoleons. So this is no longer like upper starter home. And I do apologize for that, but there's just something about decorating homes to the hilt. I just love all the little details that you can put in and making it look like it's a really lived in space. That's what makes me happy when I am creating homes and renovating homes and building homes and decorating homes. I just want it to have that lived in look, like there's a family living here and they've got a story, and that story comes through in the decoration. So that's my thought process, and that's why I'm not really good at budgets. I mean, if you take the studio starter, for example, I had to cheat in order to make that a starter home. And it's not really cheating because I'm using the tools that are inside the game. It's not like I went through and I repriced each individual item, because back in the day I have done that. There is a way that you can do that. I think it may be through the Naraz suite, but you can go through and like change the price of individual items. And I think I did that back in the day, but I didn't do that for the studio starter. I just used the quartet, and they were very useful because one of them is a level 10 handy and the other one was in the is in the architectural design career, so that gives you a discount. So we are just recoloring the downstairs, and like I said before, you've got all of these really pastel-y colors, and I don't know if there's a theme to the pastel colors. I think I just went through every pastel color you could possibly have and kind of just went bleh, and then it was all downstairs. But here we are upstairs. You can see now that I've switched from the white shiplap to this rustic, I don't know what, it's like distressed wood. And I thought that really fitted. I thought that really fit the idea of a rustic farmhouse of having this distressed wood. And you'll see in a minute that it's actually in the hallway as well. And then you can see in the top left-hand corner that the bathroom is all complete. That's your little sneak peek there. That's all you're gonna see until the screenshots. And then I don't know if you peeped, but outside you could see a football. There was a cooler and you know, a chair facing the pond for a great little fishing spot. And then there's some other little things outside that would lend itself to parties. So it is really lovely. And like I say, stick around for the screenshot so you can see what I did on the exterior in full, because it does look pretty darn snazzy. Mosquito Cove and no more. I can't actually remember what I renamed this. It's probably something stupid like the Cove. Because I'm not good at naming homes or renaming homes, so I think I did call it the Cove, and I just dropped the mosquito because it was cleaner. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think I'm gonna love you and leave you guys with some music, because we've just got this main bedroom to recolor, which it is purple, white, and then you've got those touches of rustic in the background. And then we're going to move on to the teenage girls room, and then we're finished. So I think I've rambled my way through this video. You've heard enough from me, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to do all those cool interweb things, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you're notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!